Hey, everybody. Welcome to Ripples of Waves, Thorough Ripples of Waves. And I'm waiting for our guest to arrive. And hopefully, she'll be coming in here shortly. Um, let's see here. So, in the meantime, I just wanted to let everyone know I put a couple postings out there out on Facebook, one on Facebook, and the other one I put on the YouTube in the community channel. If anybody has a particular um, gift or anything mystical that you want to talk about, you're more than welcome. I'll give you 30 minutes on the show, and I'm going to start doing that with people and you just see how it goes. I think it'd be really interesting to get everybody's different perspective because I'm pretty sure the community that follows me has been studying a lot of different things on their own or has studied in the past. And maybe you just want to talk a little bit of whether it could be under any subject under the esoteric that follows the theme of my show. So, um, and like tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about mindful medicine, the concept of mindful medicine and a lot of you may have healed, right? Um, instead of going a traditional way. And actually, ancient mindful practices with modern healing um, sometimes can support your whole system, the emotional, mental, and well-being and physical aspects. So there you guys go. I'm just gonna wait for Jen to pop in here. I'm expecting Jen Ryder, and I sent her a link. I hope that the links are working. And if not, Jen, if you are seeing me, put it in the chat. If you're having any troubles, I'll be glad to take a look. Let's see what else we have here. Bu bum. Let's see. I'm just looking to see if she's available. I hope I kept the same time with her. And in the meantime, if you guys have any questions or anything you want to talk about, if Jen doesn't pop in, it'll probably be a very short show. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to try to move my shows a little bit later in the afternoon based upon the algorithm that's out there and when people are available. So we'll see how it goes. This is a 10 o'clock show right now, Central Standard Time. I want to try to do some noon. Tomorrow, my show is at noon. Um, so there you go. Let's see here. I'm just kind of trying to see what else we could talk about this morning with you guys. You guys got any questions? Is Charlene out there? Colleen, Colleen is out there saying good morning. Um, I was going to ask Charlene a question about the book. She bought the Linda Hall Akashic Records book. I wanted to know how it was doing with her. You guys, how are the cards that you bought that Alley Cat may have put in there? So this is really a Mercury retrograde. I could really feel it this time with things not following through. We had Buck that was supposed to come on Saturday, couldn't make it. And we did Sunday with him, but he was able to make up with us. It was a Sunday I thought was a very good show with his dad in the background towards the end. What else do we have? Um, and so tomorrow, like I said, I'm probably do about a 45-minute show. We're going to just talk about various types of kits that you may have, that maybe your tools that you have at home. So, what do you guys do? What are your rituals? We all have a ritual, right? When we're growing up, we learn to wake up in the morning, have our breakfast, brush our teeth. Those are rituals with something that we do every day. What are your spiritual rituals? That's what I probably should have named the channel, Spiritual Rituals. And let's see here. I think that's pretty much all that I have to talk with you guys about, and I'm not seeing anything with Jen as of yet. Let me just check my emails here. Um, and actually, my communication with her to make sure that I did put the right time in there. We have Alley Cat's in the house. Hey, Alley Cat. Let's see what we have here. Jen Ryder. Something may have come up, which is okay. Um, yeah. So it would have been 11 o'clock Eastern time for Jen, which would be now. And good. I'm glad. Like I said, something may have come up. And a lot of times I always tell people when they're going to come onto the show, if something pops up, don't feel bad. It is what it is, right? Yeah, Alley Cat is saying, what is she saying there? Things are flying by here. Oh, new beginning. She says, I clicked on the link, Janine, and it says I'm backstage. I don't see you. Um, Jen, can you try the second link I sent you this morning? Um, Jen is here, Janine. I see that. Yeah, I see that. Jen, I'm actually going to just right from here. Copy another link and I'm going to send it to you via email. Apologize about that, Jen. Sometimes I have to refresh the links and I set you up last week. So let me just try it that way. I think I sent it to you from Ripples and just trying a whole new email. Okay, you guys, at least she's in the house. It's good to know. Let me paste that in there. I don't see her in there, but that doesn't mean anything. Here's another link coming your way if you want to compare it. It looks like it's a different one. Let's see what we have here. We have Lisa Davis is in the house. So many people are here to see Jen. My camera is not. Let's see. Can I see her out there? I don't see her out there. Mm-mm. Jen, if you could just try that other, just give it a couple seconds, minutes. Because I don't, she would pop in, I would hear the thing unless I gave her a link for a different show, which is possible. All right, let's see what we have here. There she is. Mercury, retrograde. Hi, sister.
Hi, honey. I tell you, you gotta love technology, right?
You know, you got to love Janine and technology. There's a combo there that's never, ever worked.
That's okay. It's all right. I tried it 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, well, it says I'm backstage, but that's
You were
okay.
probably on another channel that I show that I set up, which, um, sometimes I do this when I'm on my phone and I can't see.
It's all right. It's okay.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm running a little slow today. I feel like I need a little more energy in my tank. I woke up at 12:30 and never went back to sleep.
I hear you. I don't sleep well either. I try not to let it get me down. I just think it's the energies that we're going through right now.
Yeah. I have not checked any of the stuff that's out there about that, but that whole what do you call it? That chart that shows you everything that's interfering with us and
Yeah,
whatever. But I just know I read. I'm my own chart.
that's right. That's right. You know your body better than anybody. I'd listen to it. So just try
Yeah,
to rest when you can.
you've got a lot of people here saying hi to you.
Aren't they sweet? That's my family. I love them.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't have anything planned in mind. So whatever you want to talk about, we just celebrated 250 years. So they say it's 250 years. I don't know who they are, but um,
Well,
oh, people are saying,
they have given us our history and whatever they say we're supposed to believe. So I don't know, but I do understand that it was ceremonial. The whole 250 thing, it was important, but it marked a milestone to get us back to the republic, and our sovereignty is so important. So we have checked that box. So now we continue on and we watch for certain things. And a lot of times we get disappointing news and it's discouraging. Like, when is this stupid movie supposed to be over with? But everything is being put into place for a reason. a lot of people got upset with the Supreme Court ruling on birthright citizenship. And they actually played right into Trump's hands.
Don't you love that?
I love
Can
it.
you, Jen, before you go on with that story there, I think we're at the point the ones who are awake can see the plays now. Before we would have to go to somebody to decode them, and now we're like, oh, I see where he's going with this. And as soon as he says, well, okay, I'm going to do this, we're like, boom, right? He
Yeah.
got him.
Yeah, I don't play chess, but I have learned how to play this chess. I have learned to watch. I'm like, he is setting them up, and they walked right into it. Walked right into it. So the citizenship, people forgot about Section 3 and 4, and which talks about sovereignty and understanding that those who go against the Constitution and insurrection, they're out. If they are rebellious and don't want to, basically, if they don't want to assimilate, he has every right to, you're out of here. And
Right.
then Section 4 talks about the enslavement of people and erasing our debt. And I'm like, people miss that part too. Yeah. So it's interesting how this is going to play into what's coming. Now, Thursday, he's going to address the nation. And that is over our elections. So we're going to see how that plays out. And
They
what-
got the goods. They
Yeah.
have the goods. They have the receipts.
Yes.
Yeah, we've known that. That was like, I think one of the first things early on that we knew, because, right away we thought, oh, Biden's not going to get sworn in. They're going to find out right away. And then, what is this, 10 years later?
Well, we kept waiting through the whole ceremony. They started way before noon. I went, well, that's not legal. And I kept waiting for the military to run in there and stop the whole process. Never happened. And I'm like, surely they're not going to make us go through this for 4 years. Well, they
I know.
sure did.
I was telling my husband and my niece at the time that was living with us while she was going to school, I said, I'll bet you $1,000. I don't know what the interest rate has been on that $1,000 so far, and he will bring it up from time to time. Like, so you were incorrect, but we had to know all this stuff, and everybody kept saying, how much more do we got to know? There's a lot more. I don't know if you followed Rubio out on X yesterday. He's doing something outside of this country that has been a huge mafia that thinks that they can control this country here, and I'm waiting to see how that one plays out.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting. I won't go into any details on that, but when I read it, I was like, these guys are not effing around whatsoever.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Mm-mm. They're going much higher than whom we even think we can conceive of has been running this world.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people think that it stops at the 13 bloodlines. It does not. It goes above that. And then you get into other species, let's say.
Yeah.
So you got spiritual warfare regardless of how you look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And all those people early on, they were saying that there was the spiritual warfare was already done and taken care of. I think it maybe different dimensions, different levels it could
Yeah.
possibly be, but we're constantly are fighting for it. But I think that I always look back and I go, oh my God, this is just crazy. But what a blessing it is to actually be here and witness it. It's the whole awakening thing. It was not traumatic. It was just a roller coaster of different things. And you think just when you get to a certain point, and then you find out even more. So I'm going to ask you this: how do you feel about? My understanding is Trump is going to have his face on some coins, which you could do while the president's still alive. He can't put them on any money, any dollar bills or $100 bills or anything like that, but he can have a signature on it while he's alive. But I'm sure once he expires, his face will go all over the place. Is his. I'm always concerned about this. Is that if people think that there's somebody else that's wearing his mask, right? But he's got his name and his signature all over. He is just a poster child for this spiritual warfare.
Yeah, he was just chosen. He's the face of the whole project, but the energy behind the movement, that's us.
Yeah.
We are the plan. It's about the great awakening and waking up. And once you wake up, you cannot go back to sleep. I don't care how hard you try. Because once
Yeah.
you've seen things, you cannot unsee them.
You just have to reprioritize your life in reference to what is important to it and how you're going to live it out. And I'm sure you get a lot of people that contact you for readings and
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to understand the shifts, and maybe they don't even understand the shifts. Everybody wants to do business as usual,
Hmm.
but you can no longer do that, because when you woke, maybe some were slow to wake, but they're waking, the ones that,
Yeah.
and then there's some that won't at all. But yeah, that's just it's just a lot of different things. And then not only that, I think there's going to be a lot more things coming out next month. And I'm just speculating on this one, on a health, the cancer, the cures that have actually existed, and they've been right in front of our face.
Yeah. Well, I'm in a small town, and we're fortunate to have small town doctors who are all about you're in charge and you decide what you want to do. What protocol do you want to take? They will make suggestions, but ultimately it's up to us. And I don't go to the doctor very often, but my doctor will look at me and say, "Well, what would you like to do? What do you think the protocol is?" And she's right on board with detoxing and choosing what you want, all natural and energy wise. She's into grounding and making sure the right frequency. She's into all of that. So we're very fortunate. Now, if we could get big pharma hospitals, and I think it will slowly start to dismantle. But
Yeah.
people will, if they'll do their research, natural, just natural apothecary, go old fashioned and look up, learn plants. I encourage people to learn their native plants in their area.
Also for their pets, also too. We got to emphasize that because they've been coming really hard the last year and a half towards the vaccinations for the pets,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's really good. I've learned so much. I'd be foolish to say that. There's so much more for me to learn. And I even listened to my husband. He's saying, "Well, now that there's a problem with this food and there's a problem with that food." So, they say these smart devices are dumbing us down, but it's also making us more aware with more information. And you got to weed out the bullshit that's out there
Yeah.
in between also. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, what did you have in mind? Anything?
If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I've got tarot here with me. So if anybody needs something answered, I'm more than
Anybody
happy.
out there? Yeah, and that'd be really good if somebody has yeah, I don't know if so even if it's an issue, or it could be spiritual health, anything out there that you're kind of struggling with. I was struggling with something. It's real funny because I actually do have an issue with me getting older. I'm having a hard time with that
Mm,
and accepting it. And, it's kind of like there's a mindset that I have about old people, and I'm trying to break that. And I have to work on it daily. Like I am capable of continuing to live life the way, and then of course the aches and pains come into my body. And then I was like, okay, so my husband and I, we prepped ourselves. We bought a infrared sauna because it's got to be the dry heat down here because we're humidity down here. So if
yeah,
we want the sauna, we go outside.
yeah,
you
exactly.
know, well, you know
Hmm.
what that's like.
Yep.
So we're doing things to take care of our mind, body, and stuff like that. Supplements, all new things, trying everything, just to feel good about it. But we have to basically, when you wake up, if you are older like I am, and you're feeling the aches and pains, and sometimes you just want to stay in bed. You can't do that. Energy is about movement. Movement is energy.
Exactly.
So yeah, and we really, I think there's more stories that are going to come out about how much energy we actually are. I
Yes.
just I just read that. Did you see that recently?
I've seen lots of different things about not only our energy, but our frequency and how they're trying so hard to fight against it. And we're trying so hard to, keep it at the peak levels. and it's hard to do when they're constantly putting out. Technology is a blessing and it's a curse all at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it really is. I mean, there's a lot of things that, like I was saying earlier on one of my shows, we actually have one of those robots that clean our house. It mapped it out, every room and everything, and it's great. Doesn't clean the edges really well, so that still have to get up and do all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I can run it 3 or 4 times a day and just keep up on the housework. Otherwise, I'd be cleaning the house all the time, and I really don't want to do that. That's great for that type of technology. But then there's the other type of technology where I think that they're going to have to control it somehow.
Yeah.
With, when I keep hearing all these humanoids and, all the stuff that you can put into your body, well, it's real interesting that they again know how much energy and frequencies and vibrational that we are. And what did they do to deactivate that? Was they went after the food sources.
Yeah.
And so, well, now that we're cleaning that all up, people are basically feeling a lot better. They're more intuitive. Things are shifting, and I think there's going to be more information out there. It's just. I think I did a posting on there. One other thing here is people can accept Wi-Fi, but they can't accept that we are energy. But they
I
can.
know.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Wi-Fi. You can't see it. You know that it's attached to all your devices in your house and your TV and your whatever, but they can't also understand how much energy that we actually have.
Well, and we have to remember that God made us organic beings, in the physical meat flesh, so to speak. But the answer to fixing the organic is to put chemicals in. That doesn't make any sense. Organic is supposed to fix organic,
Hmm.
not chemical fake stuff. So
Yeah.
that's whole, and you can get into pharmaceuticals and petroleum based things. Even the supplements that we know that we need to take, we have to be careful and read those labels as well, because so many of them are watered down or they're just not as strong as they should be.
Oh, I know, and that's why we do these things. And then I asked a lot of people to come onto my channel, and the ones that will, pick up a supplement and run it across their body and be able to tell whether it's strong or weak or good for their body or not. And even when I do that, I feel everything in my hands. I feel the vibration and the
Yes.
changes in my hands. But there's I think out on my YouTube channel, I think I actually put a posting out there of, God's pharmaceutical, and it reflects everything that's back into nature. And we really gotta, people really have to embrace that more and more and understanding that. But there's this mindset that a pill will fix everything. A doctor knows what they're talking about. So the God's Pharmacy is taking a look at all the different fruits and vegetables out there and their properties and how they correlate to our organs.
Yes.
And it's that simple. And I think RFK mentioned that doctors, up and coming doctors, are actually going to have to study nutrition.
Nutrition and vitamins and and instead of, someone comes in sick, push, the vitamin C and the zinc and things like that instead of automatically putting them on a petroleum based drug. So, we needed that a few years ago when everyone was locked down.
Yeah.
And, but we also kind of needed it. God will always take a negative and turn it into a blessing. We needed that time because it taught a lot of people how the oligarchy was going to run us, but it also taught us to be independent, sovereign, think for yourself, and figure it out. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of times that we utilize either the mind or we utilize the heart. Love, heart, right? And so I think people have to really. I wish they would teach chakras in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Start there. Start there so that people can really understand. I always say you got to take the mind and the heart and bring it together, and that go into your intuition and align with all that. There's a lot of different protocols out there. Maybe one show will practice that kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a question up here.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's coming from Mary Jones, 9191. And it's in reference to being sued for credit card debt. There's no signature. What does Spirit suggest? And thank you so much in advance.
Well, Miss Mary, I don't give financial advice, but all that stuff's going to go away. And there's a little trick to debt when they contact you, especially if they send it over to collection. You didn't authorize the transfer of custody for your bill. Technically, you did make an agreement with collection agency. But let's see. Yeah, this is theft. All right. So this is basically say they're trying to rob you blind. This debt is going to go away. There's our happily ever after. You have to trust the process. Now, could it temporarily ruin your credit? Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares? That whole system is coming down, and your monetary gift is coming. Me personally, I would rip it up and throw it in the trash.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yes.
The word sue for credit card debt. Let's just see here. Do you mind if I pull a chakra
Absolutely, go for it.
these afterwards? Because I love these cards. And let me just see what Mary Jones has going on with this. What needs to be more aligned or she can work with, whether it's one or two of the chakras. And let me just do this, split them. And all right, so the first one that I'm actually getting here is the third eye chakra, her purity of herself. So she needs to, there's some sort of control that she feels over her with this thing. So if you just basically release any control for yourself in your life and other demands upon you, that's what this is here. I'm reading the card. It says it would allow you to embrace the purity and the mind in your vision. So reprogram that they kind of, you see them cutting it up instead of you doing it. Visualize it and also allow yourself to embrace it in your mind and your vision. It is, when we talk about energy and control, we're also talking about leaking energy. So when you have somebody coming at you and saying, we're going to sue you, more and more they're pulling the energy from you where you feel like they have total control over you. That is what the whole bullshit deep state was all about. They've done that. So here you just have to say, my intentions are pure. And your intentions are honest, clear, and pure. My intentions is, to serve yourself at this point. So there you go, Mary Jones. And you take that visualization any way that you need to empower yourself again and pull that energy back where you feel like, what you were actually hearing us say may sound so powerful. It's just like, don't pay any mind to it, but also see that they're backing off on you. Just do those visualizations.
Well, they use fear tactics. They always have. They
make
you scared. Well, I'm going to come take your stuff. It's stuff. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Exactly. So. Very good. Thank you for that one there. And Mary, let us know. Okay, the next question that I have here is Colleen, and she says, I hate to ask this, but is Mitch an NPC or just a young soul? Every time I see him, he says the same thing. It's kind of disturbing. Do you know what she's referencing?
No.
Is it Mitch McDonald? Is it the guy that, I don't know what, Colleen, who is this?
Mitch McConnell, the congressman?
I don't know. That's the only one I've been hearing about.
Or a personal Mitch.
Or personal. Oh,
could be someone she knows.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I don't think she would ask that question about that because she knows what's going on there with Mitch. Okay. So
normally when you have repetition, when they speak the same thing over and over again, that's very robotic, and that's the NPC coming out in them.
Do you want to tell everyone what NPC is?
Yeah, it's kind of like a non-player character. So they call them soulless, just bodies walking around, and that there's no true essence to them, if that makes sense. So they're here programmed to just work in and out of your life. Maybe it's just someone you met briefly, maybe it's someone that's been implanted into your family, friendship, but they don't, there is no great awakening for them. They're just here to help you wake up, basically. Now, this says that this is just a young soul. There's your page of wands.
Oh,
So,
hold on. There's an update there. I'm kind of, it's her daughter's boyfriend.
okay. So, young soul, very immature, I would say. Just likes things very stable, does not like change. It's just very moot point, if that makes sense. Does not like any upset, just kind of goes with the flow. Immaturity, I would say, is what we're looking for, but I don't get NPC.
Oh, NPC. That's interesting. Okay. I'm trying to find Marcy Buck, 3829. It might be further up here. I see Mary Jones. Sorry, I'm going backwards on this here. Could Marcy Buck, could you just retype that in at the bottom? And I will do that. We'll do this one next. Here's a question, another question. So, oh, here it is. No, that's not it. Sorry, you guys. I'm kind of all over the place, and so are my things here. Buck. I see people are saying hi. Let me come down here. So this is a statement from Colleen. This week, my body has not been cooperating, making it hard for me to keep up with my kids. I can't wait for my 30-year-old body. Let me just pull a chakra card for her on that one. Let her work on that one at home. What are you getting on that intuitively?
It's a lot of people are dealing with it now. I'll tell you, a big part of this is when they turn CERN off, because a lot of people were relying on the fake electromagnetic field to keep their energies up. Fake energy, basically. We have to learn to rely more on what is natural to our own body. And a lot of us have thrown backwards. Like, I'm keeping a constant headache since this has happened. And I think they've also turned up the 5G towers in some areas. So you've got to talk to your body. The way you talk to your body is very important. And if you accept the fact I'm old and feeble and broken and cannot move, your body believes it, because your words are powerful energy. So you've got to tell yourself that you're that 30-year-old. Heck, be 20 years old. I won't tell. You know, the way you speak to yourself, make yourself get up. Janine was talking about how she has to make herself. You got to get up and move. Even if it just starts by going outside and grounding, start there.
Keep your motor running.
There you go.
I sing songs, so I'm a Lunatune.
That's all right.
She's got the third eye chakra, and that's the card for her. And it's just soar like an eagle to find clarity. Things are not always as they seem.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? We need to talk about the realities of, if you could be in a room of 4 people, right, and each one of them have a different reality, whose reality is going to like overpower your reality, you know, and how powerful are they? You have to stick to your guns. It says, see the beauty and the gift in everything. Pay attention to the messages that are gifted to you through your imaginations. Dare to dream and create a vision. She's very good and very creative. So, you know, maybe just a little bit more work here. Here's Marcy says, I had a conversation with an older gentleman, had a frown on his face. We had eye contact a few seconds, and then a big grin came. Are we glowing, or was it through the eye? Are we glowing, or was it through the eyes?
So that's soul recognition. You guys are recognizing each other as light workers, like, okay, it's someone else that sees the rest of the darkness in the world like this stinks. You just don't like the energy of other people. I don't want to be in public until you meet a fellow light worker and someone who is spiritual. And then it's like, oh, thank goodness it's one of me. And it's a relief. So that's what's happening. And I like it when that happens. It's very rare. Small
Oh,
town, it's very rare. It's mostly NPCs around here. And if I do go out, I have to come home and shower and cleanse because I just feel itchy and yuck.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Her card here, and I'm going to tell you a story about that one there too. So it's a root chakra, it's a physical body, for her to celebrate her body and recognize, um, how she feels and is in touch and how she connects with the physical. So it's interesting because she's asking that question. And so there was some part of her that probably spiritually got it, but on the physical level didn't get it. So
Yeah.
that's why they're giving her the root chakra. Just it says, I connect fully with my physical existence in this earthly plane. And that can happen. My husband and I were selling something, and we had this couple come over to buy it. It was our boat, basically. I'm so sad about it, but it was sitting there and just rotting away. But I connected with the both of them. They were, I guess they're older, so they were dating. But there was something on some connection with her that I instantly knew, and so I wasn't sure how far I should go with the conversation. And we kind of were talking about dogs and vaccines, and I pushed it a little bit, and then I instantly knew that she opened up, and I just said, hello, light worker. I know who you
Yes.
are. She acknowledged me. And it was just one of those things that you're in the passing, and you don't forget that. It's almost like a memory, like that you don't forget a long lost relative, if you will. And that's what I think she was experiencing. So the grounding of it, and you can start to get unrooted when you have those experiences. So that's why they said the physical body to her.
Yeah. Well, it's almost a relief. It's a relief to be able to run into somebody that is going through the awakening as well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what level. You may be a little more, they may be a little more. It doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that you recognize each other like, oh my goodness, thank goodness I'm not alone. So it's always a positive experience.
Yeah. Anybody else have any other questions? What's going on with you guys? You could talk about your health, maybe even a family member or something like that. So I think I got, did I get Charlotte's? Here we go. What are the lights floating across the sky above her home?
Hmm. Now, some of you may not believe me when I tell you that people want to say ships are all off-worlders. They're not. This is our military. We have those ships too. We have those capabilities. We got that technology from them. So this is our military in the form of those ships, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
all positive. It's not negative. So they've got a lot of missions, and sometimes you can't do it in an F-35 or a helicopter. So
I
they'll
kind of,
use
I
sneaking.
can, I could kind of agree with that on a level of why won't they? Everybody says there's information out there. We see the things. Why aren't they talking about it? The government's supposed to release it. You think they're going to give away all their secrets? The card I have for that is, who was that? I moved on to the next one.
Charlotte.
Okay, so it's a sacral chakra. It's the color orange. So a lot of these colors you need to probably visualize when I give you the color of the chakra. And I'm not even sure how people know how to work with their own chakras, or maybe you go to somebody that does energy work, and someone will tell you, "Oh, this one's really spinning. Okay, this one's a little bit slow." The
Mm.
slower ones are what I refer to as leaking energy for whatever reason. But it says, "Be still and connect with all your senses. Tap into deep ocean of your resources within you to play with your sensuality, explore and indulge in your life pleasures. Go ahead, follow your impulses. You're a magnificent creature. So if she's seeing these particular lights over there, to me, it's a message for her if she's the only one that saw them.
Well, it is. It's letting you know that you're safe, for one, that there is nothing to fear, that you're being looked out for. You've got the spiritual angelic side that you're always going to be divinely protected, but you've also got the 3D physical of the good military that's looking out for you. And they run those ships just like off-worlders do with their own consciousness. They can hear you, so you can wave and talk to them just like you would if it was an off-worlder. So absolutely communicate with them. Be positive, wave, send them love and light and prayers, and they will receive that. Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, I have to clear the energy from time to time, and I'm noticing that I just feel like there was something. All right, so and we can get it through the television, you guys.
Oh yeah.
You know, your pads, whatever. Okay, so this one's Buck. Buckshot is in the house. He says we did a show with him on Sunday. He was talking about headaches. He says I'm worried that my new job will give me headaches because when I did a walkthrough, the smell inside the warehouse gave me a headache. So Buck is, I guess, his history of headaches come from. I hope I'm not. I think it was a surgery he had when he was younger. I hope I got that right. But in any case, he gets a lot of these. I think they're more like along the line of migraines.
Mm.
So he's just wondering. So he's always had a job where he worked remotely, and it also could be a little bit of the anxiety. Now he's being put into an area where there's other people outside, physical labor, possibly. So there's a lot of changes in he's kind of going in a different path.
I don't like the energy of the warehouse. There's some secret chemical stuff here. So it can be coming from the walls, the floor, in the vents. There is something. I don't know what type of warehouse or what the rules are. Are you allowed to wear a respirator, or is that going to put a bullseye on your back for, if you're not physically able to work here, you can't have the job?
If anybody has any suggestions out there for Buck, please put them in there now or after we're done with the recording. It is definitely pointing to his crown chakra. I'm not sure. Are you finished? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So it is pointing to his crown chakra about being a little bit more consciousness. So what happens a lot of times when, I'm the first one to tell you, it's kind of like I'm getting, let me just kind of give you a little story here. I'm getting another puppy and I'm 64. And people say, are you nuts? Are you crazy? My niece said, Auntie, you're nuts. What are you doing? They're small dogs. There's not like they're great big dogs where they're going to, knock me over or anything like that. And I love it. I'm all up for it. And for me, it's continuing my life. I don't want things to end because I'm retired. And that's part of my problem. So I'm kind of scared about it at the same time. And my husband says, if that's what you want, if that's what makes you happy, he goes, you're the one doing all the work with all the dogs anyways. And it's a new path. It's kind of like Buck's new path. Yeah. And I bring it up a little bit. I'm kind of was freaking out like, okay, we got to drive 6 hours to get this puppy. And then 6 hours back, and I'm just, all this stuff is going through, and I'm leaving my body. I knew I was leaving my body. And so with Buck, if the crown chakra of his consciousness says, I surrender the struggles my ego and conditioning, allow my guidance and knowledge to raise my consciousness, knowing that I'm enough, and allow my unfolding of my inner magnificence and beauty. So when you actually bring up about the chemicals, you're able to pick that up through the cards, which is excellent. But then there's also a part of him that when you leave your consciousness a little bit, your body becomes a little bit more sensitive to stuff around. You know what I'm saying, Jen?
Yeah.
And so if he was to ground himself a little bit more in the reality of, yeah, this is happening, don't worry about the outcome because that's part of the problem. I don't think personally, Jen, can you pull one more set? I
Mhm.
don't think he is going to stay in this position long where he's going to have to worry about it. What do you get?
Yeah, you're going to kind of be your own boss. You'll be leaving this place. You won't need it. Financially, you will not need it. You're going to be your own leader, your own boss. You're going to do what you want. This is a very temporary situation. Yeah.
Well, at least he has it for now because it was getting kind of tough with him not working for. I think he told me 6 months on Sunday. So
Mm,
this is good. So this might just be the stepping stone, which he took it during Mercury retrograde,
yeah.
and so you know you never know. You just never know. Or what do you think about it going into a different area within the company because this company is growing? Buck, I hope I'm not stepping crossing a line here.
I think
Let
he's
me
going to take more of a administrative boss role, not
Okay.
necessarily the hands-on in the warehouse, but I mean, you may not want to push a pencil or sit behind a desk. That doesn't mean that you're inactive. You're very active, but you're more of the boss role and not the hands-on role. You can control the environment, basically, if that makes sense. We have to remember that's a five, and fives in tarot are always temporary.
Okay. Yeah, and it's a little bit chaotic too, isn't it?
Yes. So, but just remember, justice, when you become the boss, you can balance it out. You can figure out what you can do to upgrade. You'll have the finances. You'll be able to fix the situation. Yeah.
Okay, and let's see what we have here. I'm trying to play catch up. Charlene 321 is in the house, and she says, I've been listening to this affirmation. Every cell in my body is happy, every little cell in my body as well. Buck, just pull one of your cards, and maybe that's something that your affirmation. He has his own oracle cards. Let's see here. Colleen has a statement out there that says, I pushed through an 18-hour a day in three states yesterday
Oh,
with aching feet and a tricky knee. I don't give up.
no. But don't, you've got to take care of your body as well. You can tell yourself that you're Wonder Woman and you are love, but we also have to remember to rest and reset ourselves. Yeah.
I'm not sure what this Marcy Buck is saying. At the moment, I felt he's seen something.
The man that made the connection, he had a frown and then they made
Oh,
eye contact, seen something. Well, he saw you. He
saw
saw
her
you.
soul.
Your light is what came through. That's what he saw. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
that is cool. That is cool. She says, I just want to say I love and miss you all, soul family. You're so loved. Oh, thank you. So are you. Blessings back to you, Mary Jones. Let's see here. Charlotte says, my awakening partner is a preacher's wife.
okay.
Um, Jen, what is is that aura? Is that the word? Aora?
See? Blue. I don't know if we call it blue though. It's got an aquamarine color to it. Marcy, are you a water sign? Or wish you
Marcy.
could be on the beach right now? That could be it too. Very blue.
I'm going to the beach. I
Are
think
you?
Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday I'm going to go. I'm down by the Gulf Shores and 15 minutes from it. I never get there, but I'm being called to it. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Just put
um,
your feet in some salt water. That always helps. Yeah.
yeah, and the color for her is the root chakra again. There you go. Um, let's see here. Mary Jones says, I'm having vertigo. Oh yeah. I woke up with it this morning. I don't have it anymore, but I get it so bad. And I know you mentioned it, Jen, that you get
Yes.
it. I've come up with my own protocol after an hour of having it. I just kind of do a lot of different things, but it says, I'm having vertical memory. Could this be an ascension related? Please and thanks. And it could be what you said in the beginning of the show.
It's also the switching timelines constantly. Sun had a lot to do with it. Um, but to stay on the positive timeline, we're going to have to sacrifice what we think is memories. You just know. It's like that Mandela effect. But vertigo is very, very real right now. So this is just you moving, changing, and that is the timeline issues. You're not going crazy. This is just something that we have to go through and deal with until the energies balance themselves out. Be patient. So when temperance comes in, she's about balance physically in the 3D and spiritually. Okay. I know I feel like a broken record when I say to ground yourself and do breathing exercises and try to keep those chakras aligned, and that will help a lot. But believe me, there are days where I'm laid up. It's because the vertigo, I mean, it's like being drunk without the alcohol. It's terrible. Yeah. Yeah.
It is. It really is. I shouldn't laugh. I actually get down on the floor and do those exercises upside down, and my dogs try to get underneath me. It's just, it is hell. So we got an update from Buck here. It says, yeah, there are chemical causes that they paint and use a sealant chemical for the plant. You're dead on. Woo-woo!
Yeah. You gotta. This is why I'm wondering if you can wear a respirator just to help out just a little bit and just to ease that the chemicals that you're dealing with.
I think somebody said a rose quartz. I think Leah said something about that. If anybody else have any other suggestions? That's going to be a little tough for him. I mean, we don't want him taking a lot of. I know he mentioned ibuprofen. I'm not a big fan of it. On Sunday, he said that he took that, and there's got to be other natural things. So all of you, Mother Nature's out there, put your comments in there to help him out. And let's see, Buck, if you don't have it, what they're mentioning, just try to get something very natural from the stores. I because he said it was so bad he threw up, and I'm a big fan of the ginger root. I actually buy the root, and I have raw honey that I get from the farmer's market up the road because it's local to the bees, and it helps me out quite a bit for the nausea, the just
Yeah.
stomach shit. All right, let's see
I
here.
cannot emphasize enough to Miss Mary or Buck or anybody. We all are 70% water. Please get plenty of water. Drink plenty of water. We have to stay hydrated.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think I had this conversation with Buck. They want to know if you ever had any injuries or anything like that, and when you're filling out your application, right? And you have to list that stuff. And if Buck needs to go and wear a respirator while he's out there, he has reason to because
Yes.
you put your stuff out there, right? They cannot take that any other way there. Sunshine Bruce 8634 says, I've been experiencing hot and cold surges plus migraines. Is the body clearing? If so, what?
Oh, Miss Sunshine. I always sing her name. All right, darling. Let's see.
Everyone's saying hello, Sunshine. Buck, he says, he's answering my question that I wasn't crossing the line because I'm very sensitive, to repeating information out there, and I never have any intentions of saying something that is wrong for you guys.
Sunshine, this is nothing for you to worry about, darling. All right. This is all natural. And I do believe the sun has a lot to do with it. So it is naturally just the weather and heat. Your body is adjusting to it. But our sun has changed. Right? It has changed so much. It's no longer that bright yellow. It's white. It's pure. It's where we're at um, in the trajectory. We're closer, and the timeline that we're in has changed, and your body is trying to adapt to it. But it also says pay attention to your body. What does it need? Okay. And
I
sunshine's,
love it. I love the trumpet on that card.
yeah, sunshine is that's to get your attention, like pay attention. Um, Once again, fluids, making sure that all of your vitamins, everything that you need. If your body is screaming, I need something, I need balance, then you know your body better than anybody. Yeah.
Blue is the color here. It's freedom. Her throat chakra. I
Mhm.
heal. It says, I release all the tears and sadness and attachments to closing up and playing small in order to allow my throat to open fully. I open my throat and allow myself to breathe, sing, laugh, and cry. My voice is an instrument through which I heal myself and others. I heal. That's right with what you were saying.
Yep. Yep.
All right, let's see. Oh, there's an update from Buck here that I did not even know. He said they asked me if I was interested in a lead or a supervisor role, but they just wanted me to get started.
Yeah.
They want him, and this is great example because you, in order to understand the business, their business, you have to go through the motions of what it is that they do. So they
Yeah.
put you in the field, right? And they have you do the work.
That's what
Um,
I call starting out in the mail room, as they say. You know, you start out that small little tiny role in the basement and you work your way up just so you can get a feel of what it's like for everyone else in their position so you don't get a swelled head. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Colleen says, what does Colleen say? Today I'm definitely gonna be a day of rest. More activities tomorrow. July is a very busy month. Yeah,
Yes.
on all levels.
Yeah. Yeah. And as hot as it is, try to get a little sun. Go outside for a few minutes, even if it's early in the morning or late in the evening. Well, not too late because the sun's not out. But you know, try to absorb some of that sunshine. It is good for you, and it's it'll re-energize you.
Yeah. So we have Joey G, 17, out there congratulating Buck on his job that he landed. And let's see here. Joey G used to come on my channel. Bucky, peppermint essential oils under my nose seems to help sometimes. Yeah, whatever you got. Whatever you got. It's kind of like we have to carry around our own little medicine box, right? Like I was talking about. God's pharmacy is amazing.
What
Uh,
works for you? Because ginger works for some people, and other people it makes them very sick. But peppermint does work. So it's whatever works for you. Everyone's chemistry is different.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you about time because I do respect your time.
Yeah.
We've got so far, I'm still getting through the list here. Two more popped up.
Okay.
And Joey G says, you just let me know when you got to taking care of family.
Yep.
Says, I've been feeling loopy also. The energy is shifting since they shut down the CERN. I've been feeling it.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely. Trying to
we,
figure out the balance between, because remember we still have two timelines going and choosing, and sometimes you feel like you're riding the fence and you're stuck between both of them and can't move one way or another, and that will mess with you physically.
yeah, let me just see what chakra for him, and then we're going to get to Colette's next. Colette Shea, 455, is on up on the board. Anybody else has any questions? Let's talk about your health, you guys. We got to see. She's going to tell you whatever she gets, and Jen is doing an awesome job. It's just blowing my mind what she got on Buck, and Buck verified it. So happy for him. I adore him as I adore Jen. All right, let's see what we got here. This is for Joey G's. It's his third eye chakra. It's his psychic awareness. So your psychic awareness is you have to open up your third eye and allow your vision or higher wisdom to be received in tune. So if they shut something off, it's kind of like Oh my gosh, it's affecting everybody's energy on so many different levels. I
Mhm.
see clearly that which comes through my subtle senses to assist in alignment. Joey G is very intuitive if he allows it. And I've picked up on that many, many times with him. My psychic awareness is sacred and aligned with me and my highest good for myself and others in the planet. And this card is saying I am psychic, but if you want to use the word intuitive, whatever it is,
Yeah.
uh, go for it, Joey G.
So, Joey, one of the things that tarot is saying is ground. The Empress is about Mother Gaia and grounding with her, but the energy shifting, the loopiness also comes from the crown chakra because you're constantly getting downloads, and it's a cycle. It just constantly moves, and in order to calm it down, so you're not loopy, half drunk, that kind of stuff, you go ground in Gaia. Let her absorb the energy. And if anybody ever needs proof that it actually works, if you've got one of those little testing meters, it's got a positive and a negative, stick one in the ground, the positive, and hold on to the negative, and watch the voltage when you put your feet on the ground. It's proof that it works.
They have stuff out on Amazon you can buy for that, for the same
Absolutely.
purpose of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. And just a side note, if you want to read, coconut or water has electrolytes.
Yes.
Do what you got to do. Okay, Colette has, I believe, a question. It says, "Hi, I'm listening while working. My question was about the timelines, and you picked up on it on the ethers. Thank you for answering."
Mhm.
This seems to be more of a statement, but if you want to add, please do.
Yeah, the timelines is very, very important right now because they try to manipulate, but ultimately they cannot take away people's free will of choice. And we as humanity come together to choose the timeline. Do you want the positive one or the negative one? And believe it or not, the World Cup and a lot of these events going on right now, they're psyops, but they're for the positive. Because what happens when you brought the world together? Look how beautiful people have been interacting together. That's choosing a positive timeline where humanity comes together. And one of the things they're hoping is that all of these beautiful nations will go back to their home countries where there are so many problems and they'll stand up for their own sovereignty. So that's choosing the positive timeline. But yeah, the ether energy is like pick a side already. We're going to go one way or another. No more manipulation. It's up to you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Humans, choose your fence.
Yeah.
All right, we've got, it looks like I got one more in here, and it's Marcy Buck, 3829 again. And it says, are our DNA going to be upgraded from 24 to 36?
Actually, I believe it'll go higher than that.
There you go.
Yeah. I believe that that 24 will go to 48.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, too, I think I put a posting out there this morning on my community page and also my Facebook page. There's 50 chakras of ascension.
Yeah.
If you guys are just working with your 7 right now, that's fantastic. But your energy system is much, much more than that. There's 9 dimensions. Um, and yeah, there's basically 9 dimensions. And so that's when I was reading the Akashic records, that's where I was going. You got to be up there in order to get that information. So if you go beyond the crown chakra, there it's almost like the colors are repeating, but they're slightly different
They're
coloring in there. You can
different.
get a pink and an orange. You can get a pearl and an essence,
Yeah.
a blue green, that type of thing.
Right.
And of course, your source connection is platinum.
Well, that's just when I see people's auras. You'll either get the basic 7 chakra colors, or then, like with Miss Marcy earlier, I saw more of an aquamarine color. It starts to mix because Marcy's a little bit higher up there in her spirituality. So you'll start to see them integrate in colors around the auras. But one of the things we need to remember is not just the color change, but the size of your aura. We don't want them tiny. We want them big fat auras. Now I've got the 3D fat down. Now I got to, we got to work on the spiritual auras. We want them large. Your energy field can be so large. And that's how you affect other energies around you in the world. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I always tell people don't put God in a box, but that includes you. Don't put yourself in a box with limitation. You are so much bigger than what you give yourself credit. That's because we've been told, well, you're just a measly old human. Mm-mm. We are wonderfully created.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. And when you get into spirituality, a lot of times people like you see the color, you see their lights,
Hmm.
and you're able to reflect that back to them. You're basically helping them remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all right, let's see here. I don't see anything else. I may have missed something. If anybody out there sees somebody that I blew past, let me know. The sunshine is saying thank you both. This was fun. I love doing this with you. I really do.
It's always fun. It's always good to come in here and chat live with people. I pretty much just do the one-on-one and help people with their spiritual journeys and do readings for them. But it's nice to have everybody in here.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. So, and I'd be glad to help you out if you ever want me to come on to your channel. I'd be glad to help you out over there too, because you're doing a great job. Doing a great service. And what is the name of your channel again?
It's New Beginnings Tarot, and YouTube stopped me from going live. I can pre-record and put it up, but they did not like the truth that was coming out of my mouth, so they put a big old cancel over my channel. It's fine. I don't lose any sleep over it. I'm still helping people.
Yeah, there you go. I think I figured out their algorithm. They don't really give you strikes as much. What they do is they just kind of turn down the volume on the algorithm and don't let you get out there.
Yeah.
So they think they're being slick. But somebody is saying, can we get a reading for the collective for the next month, please? You do those collective readings on your channel.
On the very last day of the month, I will do a full zodiac spread for the month that's coming up. And I thought about doing one halfway through the month because energies do change.
Oh, yeah.
Just to kind of update, which would put it tomorrow. If you want an updated one, I could do one because it's halfway through the month. But let's go ahead and take a look. She wants one for next month. It's a little early to pick up on August. We can do some, but it's kind of in general.
Yeah, I would think that if you could. All right, so what's today? Today is the 14th. We're at the halfway mark.
Yeah.
If you could pick up, if you even want to just do it for this week. I mean, I'm sure, and if they all want to jump over to your channel, and if you're going to do it for the rest of the halfway mark for the rest of the month, that'd be real good for all of you guys to jump over there and subscribe to her channel.
Continued movement with military and justice system. So we're going to start to see a lot of things happen. I know you want it for the collective, but this is something the collective is going to see in the world, is justice being served, which I am very happy to see. This tower moment that I keep telling people, there's something, this is just the ending of something, an old system coming down and renewing and starting a new system. Wow. People walking away, tired of the same old. When they're stuck and they can't make decisions, they just tend to walk away. You're going to see that on both ends of the spectrum. Now, this is interesting. This is investment and waiting for our harvest to come in. And this is new beginnings.
I love those cards. What's the name of that deck?
I have to look it up.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Sorry. Continue on.
Yeah. So investments coming in for new beginnings. And then there's a big financial gift. I'm sure we all wanted to see that one. That's the Ace of Pentacles. So, because that comes from the divine creator. Yeah. But just as much as we need the financial relief, we need that justice system to do its job. We need that military to step in, and because our system is so corrupt here in the U.S., as it is everywhere, It will have to be done by a military system. We're going to see a lot more of that. So I like the financial gift part too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was excellent. They're talking about silver again. I remember everybody running out and getting silver. I know I was one of them, and
Yep.
um, they in the hospitals back in the day, before they burned down everything, there was always silver and copper in hospitals.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So the chakra card that I put was the sacral chakra. It's the orange one. It's potential. We have the potential in all possibilities, and we allow our dreams and desires um, to gestate and birth. I am expression of the infinite potential of the universe, and I nurture my potential in possibilities. All is possible.
Mhm.
So we're getting there. I like
That backs up what I was saying about don't put yourself in a box. I mean,
yeah,
know your potential and how large you can be. Spiritually, we're growing every day, even with the aches and pains and the yucks. That's growth.
yeah. So we have Mary saying, "Thank you, Jen. That was what she was hoping for." Somebody says, "I'm not in a box. I'm in a bubble." That would have been Colleen.
There you go. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so everybody is definitely agreeing with that. I hope you guys enjoyed Jen here. I'm gonna try to ask her to come back once a month,
Sure.
if you don't mind. And I reached out to you, and I think, all right around the middle of the month, maybe August, we can have you back again. Or if you
Okay.
want to come back sooner, it's up to you.
Okay.
So thank you all for being here. And just remember, if anybody wants to come on my channel that specializes in anything, whether it's your chakras, if you read cards, whatever it might be. If you're more of like I work with herbs and stuff like that, please come on. If you don't want to go onto the camera, that's fine too. We don't have to have the camera on, but you need to be heard. And I'm trying to get more and more people to come out. And Jen, I never realized how much of a gift that you had. And you just really nailed, I think, everybody out there. You don't, it's not hopium. You give them the hope. You're basically telling them how bright their light is and to keep shining. And we all have little things that get in our way. We can be in our own way. And so who does the readings for you, Jen?
Uh, I don't really have anybody to do readings for
Do
me.
you read yourself then? Do you kind of pull
I
out the
can
card?
if there's something really important, but I hear Wings, my angel. Daniel talks to me all the time. So if there's something important I need to know, Wings will let me know. But I try not to poke and prod too much. I kind of want to live just each day and not have to worry about it because expectations can be a huge thing if you've been told something. Spirit does not like time. They're beyond space and time, and when we start putting dates and things, expectations, you set yourself up for disappointment as well. So what he tells me is just live every day and enjoy what comes. Enjoy
Yeah.
what comes. The stories of our lives are not done being written. So, you know, don't.
And also too, this is just from my perspective. I've got this thing where I knew how long my parents lived, and I think I'm creeping towards it. But I also have to take into consideration as the message for everybody. There was so much stuff that was put into, like I said, our food, our water, everything, and we're clearing that all out. We're trying to get to that. We
Yes.
hear great stories that are coming up. We're not quite there of having everything removed, but what that basically means is that I just remember hearing people, talking about living to 120, 130. Why not?
Yeah.
But we have to, cleanse all this crap out of our organs, and
Yeah.
it can be done. Now, if they're talking a lot about ivermectin and other things and protocols that go along with that,
Mhm.
that'll help us. And I'm seeing more and more of it every day. Just we need to get that into the mainstream.
Yeah.
I
Well, we need to remember that your body is going to feel yucky and almost sickly as we detox. It's not fun, but it's necessary.
Yeah, Yeah, so maybe next time we'll talk a little bit more about those health solutions. I
Mhm.
can do some research and pull them up and see what kind of cards that you pull out on them,
Sure.
and that'll be a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Jen. Appreciate everybody being here. God bless everybody, and we'll see you next month.
All right. All right.